All right. So set 4 polyatomics are, where is it? Oh, ammonium. Sorry. Ammonium is the odd one out. It's capital N for nitrogen, 4 hydrogen, so there's no oxygen in it. I think that's a first for so far. But it also has a plus charge. Look at that. It is the only polyatomic that I have you guys memorize that is a cation. It is positively charged. After ammonium, we've got permanganate. Okay, remember when we had perchlorate, right? It was ClO4 minus. Well, permanganate is Mn for manganese, O4 minus. Okay, so it kind of goes along with that pattern, even though manganese is not in the same group as chlorine or bromine or iodine. Also got chromate, which is a chromium, Cr, 4 oxygens, and it is a -2 charge. Okay? And then dichromate. And dichromate is my least favorite polyatomic ion. It bothers me, and you're about to see why. When you think di, you would think just double it, right? And you do. You do Cr2, 2 chromiums now. And you think, oh, let's do 8 oxygens. No, it's 7 oxygens. That drives me crazy. It's Cr2O7 -2. All right, so that's set 4. Okay, it's a small set because they're a little weird, right? There's a little bit less pattern going on in that one. And our last set is 5. It is hydrogen sulfate. So remember way back when we did sulfate, it was SO4 -2. So hydrogen sulfate, also called bisulfate. Okay, but remember it's both hydrogen sulfate or bisulfate is just add an H, SO4, and add a minus. Okay, cyanide, completely different. It is 1 carbon, 1 nitrogen with a -1 charge. Acetate is capital C, 2 of them, 3 oxygens. No, it's not. I don't know what I'm doing. Erase that. Sorry. Going on autopilot. It's C2H3O2 negative. So this one we've got 3 different elements, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, which of course I've kind of told you those 3 elements make up a lot of different things in and of themselves. But acetate is just 2 carbons, 3 oxygens, 2 oxygens with a -1 charge. And our very last one, so we're almost done, is peroxide. Okay, and peroxide is just O2, like O2 gas, but it has a -2 charge on it. Okay, so it's like oxygen gas if it was an ion instead. So a little bit weird. So O2 -2 is peroxide. Only one element in this polyatomic, but it's 2 atoms, of course. It's 2 different oxygens. And then the very last thing on here you will see, and truthfully, you would normally already have this memorized before your Unit 2 test, but you guys are just, you got introduced to it, but now you really need to know it. It's Brinkelhoff, right? Brinkelhoff. Bromine, iodine, nitrogen, chlorine, hydrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Those are my diatomic elements. What does it mean to be diatomic? It means I'm never just going to find a Br bromine atom out in the wild by itself, it's always going to come in pairs. So if I have pure bromine liquid, it's going to be Br2. If I have pure iodine gas, it's going to be I2. Nitrogen gas is N2. Chlorine gas is Cl2. Hydrogen gas is H2. Oxygen gas is O2. And fluorine gas is F2. Okay? It'll always be in pairs. Okay? So, I'm just thinking about this. If I said that iodine is a gas, I'm sorry. I was just thinking I said a lot of gases just now. If I said that, I'm sorry. It's a solid. Um, so what I am going to have you guys do now that you are finished is I want you to practice them a little bit. So what I've done is I went through and I made a Quizlet, okay? It has all of the elements and it has all of the ions on there. So obviously the elements are going to be a little bit easier than the ions. I want you to just take the rest of class and go through and just go through the Quizlet and practice them. So you can go through where it gives you like small chunks at a time until you really know it, and then it puts in more. You can go through just the entire set. Practice like looking at the way you have them organized, different stuff like that. Remember the patterns, like going from an 8 to an ite, like all the prefixes and stuff like that. Will really help you out. How to add a hydrogen, up the charge by 1, those kind of tricks. And then in like the last like 10 minutes of class, let's say, I want you to try without your notes, without looking at the sheet or anything, to do the test function on the Quizlet. So in the beginning, when you're choosing like the mode after you click the link, it gives you a test option, okay? And it gives you a combination of like type in your response, multiple choice, true, false, matching, different things like that to match the elements and ions together. And it obviously doesn't give you all of them. There are a lot of different ones here. There's like close to 60 or something like that. But it only gives you a handful, like 15 or 20 or something like that. It makes a random test for you. I want you to take the test. When you finish the test, I want you to screenshot your score, and then you're going to upload that to the assignment for today, and I'll give you points, okay? And I'm going to assume that if you go through and did that, that you paid attention to all of these videos, took your own notes, whatever, wrote them down so that you have somewhere to reference them throughout the year, but also that you've gone through, really tried to memorize some of them, and that you took the test, okay? So that is your only thing for today. I hope it was an easy day. I know it's a little bit boring because you had to just sit and listen to me go through all of these. Obviously, it was meant to be over 5 different times, but it is what it is. So have a great rest of your day.